Let's get out of here.
Hey gang, Uncle Todd and Sonny here. And this week, continuing with our summertime theme, we are looking at Jerry Warren's Teenage Zombies. Um, we've looked at a Jerry Warren film before, Wild World of Batwoman, some years ago, and this, like that one, is almost watchable. It's almost got a really decent plot. But of course, Warren really got in prominence with his importing of Mexican films, in which, unlike K. Gordon Murray, who would take the films and just dub them over into English, Warren didn't want to mess with the dubbing. So he would take, for some reason, he would take shots from the film and intercut those with new scenes he would film with people sitting around and talking about the action we didn't get to see. Yeah. But now we have we have starring Don Sullivan, who we've gone over in Giant Gila Monster and Monster of Piedras Blancas. We have Catherine Victor, who was a regular with Warren. She made with him Curse of the Stone Hand, Creature of the Walking Dead, Wild World of Batwoman, House of the Black Death, and Frankenstein Island. We have another Warren regular. Some of her other film work included Mesa of Lost Women, the American scenes edited into Terror in the Midnight Sun, and Phil Tucker's other film that he made after Robot Monster, the Cape Canaveral Monsters. Now, we also have Steve Conte, who is a regular in Warren films. Now, he's mostly known for his TV work. He appeared on Hopalong Cassidy, Dragnet, Adventures of Superman, Death Valley Days. He worked well up into the 80s. He was in such great Warren epics as Terror in the Midnight Sun again, Terror of the Blood Hunters, Face of the Screaming Werewolf, which featured Lon Chaney Jr., in the Mexican footage, Attack of the Mayan Mummy, and The Wild World of Batwoman. And our other big name here is Chuck Niles. Now, he's better known because he's one of the longest running jazz DJs in the country. All over Southern California, he worked at places, and is the only jazz DJ to have his name on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Now, he also appeared in Terror in the Midnight Sun, Face of the Screaming Werewolf, Attack of the Mayan Mummy, and Creatures of the Walking Dead. Everybody else aren't that well known, if they worked at all after this. Some became regulars on TV, others not so much. We open at a teenage hangout where Reg is meeting his friends. And he and Maury are discussing what they're going to do this day.
Hey, Rich, how about you and the other guys go horseback riding with me and Dot?
Oh, we can't do it. I've been working all week on my boat, and it's running real good, and we're going to go water skiing.
Two completely different ideas. Now, both ask the other to go with them, but they can't, so they reach a compromise.
I'll tell you what. You go riding, we'll go water skiing, and I'll pick you up at 4 o'clock at the stables.
Okay, they have plans. Now we just need one more little bit of exposition to set this whole thing up.
Are you ready?
Yep, all set. Pam's making a lunch. Hey, and guess where we're going to eat it?
In the boat?
Nope, on an island.
An island?
Yeah, it's a real gas. Some guys told me about it.
Okay, we got an island. So they go water skiing. The group is Reg, his girlfriend Julie, Skip, and his girlfriend Pat. And after they go to the island and eat lunch, they decide to do a little exploring when they see this.
Wait a while. What's the matter with him?
Doped or dead or something.
Drugged, you say? Look like they're dead, you say? Why, you don't think they're zombies? Well, they're not teenagers. That's definite. Well, out comes this mysterious lady, and she spots them. So they head back to the beach on the run.
The boat's gone.
Boat's missing, eh? Well, there's one thing to do. Reg says they're going to circle the island and find their boat. So they start walking. And walking. And walking. Boy, Jerry knows how to pad out a film. Film's not that long to begin with. Anyways, they finish circling the island and don't find the boat. So they decide to leave the girls on the beach, and Skip and Reg, they'll go into the interior and see if they can find somebody. Those people had to come from somewhere, right? Well, they come upon a house, and they meet Dr. Myra.
Have you got it?
Your boat? Of course not. I've been here all day.
Well, someone took it. And if we're not supposed to be here, well, we're sorry. I mean, if you'll just give us our boat back, we won't come back anymore.
But I've told you, I haven't taken your boat.
I think that's rather rude of them. She gave them Pepsis, and they just accuse her of stealing their boat. Well, it all comes to naught anyways, because they hear the girls scream downstairs, so they rush down to see what's up, where they meet Ivan.
Pam, Julia, what's going on? Hey, come on now. Hey.
You fell victim to one of the classic blunders.
Wow. They're just all shoved into those cages. Wonder what she wants them for.
You will help me in some very important work. No one asked you here, but your curious nature will in turn aid me very much.
Look, what kind of a creep joint is this?
place of research and discovery.
Zoinks!
I think so too. Those are the teenage zombies she's going to create. All right, now we're getting somewhere. Well, remember, they promised to meet Maury and Dot at 4 at the stables. They don't show up. So they go to see the sheriff because that's not like them. And, being several hours late and all that. Well, they were out in the boat, so the sheriff gets a search party together, and we get another padding out of the sheriff in his boat, going here and there. And then, when he comes up empty, Maury and Dot borrow a boat, and then we get shots of them going back and forth until they hit the island, and they too meet Dr. Myra.
We saw a man back there. We were trying to find him.
He's gone now. Can I help you?
Well, I guess you can. We were going to ask him if he saw anybody. 4 kids in a boat around here yesterday.
Well, I'm sure he didn't. Neither did I.
And then, inexplicably, she lets them leave. Not smart on her end, because they see who her next visitors are. That is Brant and Worf.
What?
Not that Worf. They're spies. And they're there to see how her project is going. So she shows them what she's been doing so far.
If you'll notice, the subjects are direct opposites. One has no spark, no desire for anything. The other teems with rage.
Yeah, she's only had one success. Ivan. But she can't figure out what makes him different from everybody else. And see, this foreign entity that they never name is wanting to enslave the West. And they've had to step up their timetable. Seems there was an undercover agent in their midst that they had to liquidate. And, well, they don't know how much information got sent back. Well, that is a problem. There's no way she can get that concoction to be perfect in a few days. She does have another thing she's been working on. She'll show them with this handy-dandy gorilla she just happens to have.
And now we tame the savage beast.
It did? Kind of hard to tell in all that smoke. Well, she's going to have to make some adjustments to try it out on the teenagers. Probably take a couple of days, so Worf and Brant decide to stay on for this. That night, Skip manages to get him and Reg free.
That's it. Clean as a whistle. Come on.
Not bad. The girls' luck turned out to be a little bit tougher. And, well, they have to jump back into their cage when Ivan brings in food. And then they decide they're going to wait till night. Sneak out. find the boat, come back, and then the next night they'll free the girls and escape. So you know what that means. Another walking montage in which it's pretty sunny, especially after they finish walking.
We hadn't walked around so much we could have built a raft. Wait a minute. We could still get a good start on it.
You know, Skip, sometimes you really amaze me. Come on.
A raft. Why not? Well, they get a start on it, but you know, when the sun starts coming up, they got to run back to the house, get back in their cage, tell the girls they're making a raft. Tomorrow night they'll break them out, and then they'll all go finish the raft and get off the island. Now, while that had been going on, we did get a cut to Washington, D.C., where some military men are discussing the information they got from the spy that was, the undercover man that was killed. That really doesn't go anywhere, but it does add time to the film. And then we get this inexplicably weird scene.
Hello, this is Maury Timms. Yeah, Maury. Listen, we were out in the boat today and we came across something real strange. We found this island. We think the kids might be there.
I see. Well, look, Maury, I'm due to go out on a call right now.
The sheriff isn't here, so you'd better go see him in his home.
Did you guys catch that? Yeah, exactly. He said they were out in the boat today and came to the island. But it's now the next day, going by the way the film was edited, so...
Inconceivable!
You know, if I thought Jerry Warren actually cared, I'd have thought, well, how could he let that confusing bit in there? But he's been quoted as saying he really just made these films to make money. He didn't really care about how they turned out or anything. Anyways, they go to the sheriff at his house, tell him about the island. He actually knows about it. Says he doesn't believe anybody but living there. It's been abandoned for like 50 years. But, well, they're insistent, so he'll go out there with them and take a look around. Good thing, too, because the girls are getting ready to be zombified. Things look bad. But then the sheriff arrives.
Well, look who we have here. How are you, Mr. Sheriff?
Not so good. I've got a couple of real inquisitive kids here. I knew there'd be trouble.
There won't be any trouble. I think they'll help us instead.
I'm getting a bad feeling about this.
Our deal was that I'd supply you with drunks and prisoners. But this time you've gone too far.
These subjects are no different from the ones you brought me.
No, except that they have families that want to find them. This search is getting publicity on the outside, and I can't control it.
In cahoots the whole time. Well, he does sound like he doesn't like the whole aspect of grabbing teenagers with families who can be pushing for action, bringing, you know, other law enforcement into the area.
Perhaps you should appoint someone to take my place.
Perhaps we will.
All right. Do what you think best. Let me know what you decide. We certainly will.
I'm not dead!
How did he not see that coming? Well, they have Ivan get rid of the sheriff. And this is just the opportunity that Reg and Skip were waiting for. See, they, because they can get out of their cage, had followed and were waiting. And this seemed the right opportunity, and so they jumped the two spies, which allowed Maury and Dot to join in. And we get a Donnybrook.
Jim Carter.
Hi, keeper.
All right, on your feet. Come on. All right, we'll call it a draw.
Oh, that was a good wrestling match there. But, fortunately, the girls are now zombies. So now we're going to get some teenage zombie action. Oh, isn't that exciting?
Their minds are gone, just like the rest.
Yeah, well, she knows how to bring 'em around, and she's gonna do it.
And that's it. Yeah, that's all the teenage zombie we get. Where you going? I can't blame her. It is kind of a cheat. Anyways, they can't seem to get Dr. Myra to tell them how to reverse it, so they throw her into the zombie chamber to see if, after the effects, she'll be more compliant.
All right, now let's have it. Come on. Now, you know what we want. Come on. Something that'll fix the girls. Come on now, I'm not kidding.
Hold it, Skip.
You understand me?
Hold it.
I mean it.
We're doing something wrong.
Yep. She can't talk. One of the side effects. Probably doesn't even know if she could. Well, left with no other choice, Reg decides, well, I guess we'll throw each of the two spies in to see which one of them knows where the antidote is. Well, Worf's not about to be made a zombie, so he goes over to the thing of chemicals and hands him a bottle. But how do we know it's the right one? Good thinking. Let's see if it works. It works. But she smashed the bulb. But remember, Skip, filled 2 glasses, so he grabs the girls and rushes them out, and kind of a bit of a confusing here. Brant and Ivan go after the kids. Dr. Myra and Worf, they're heading for the boat because the sheriff came in a boat. Anyways, remember that gorilla? He's back to his old rampaging ways, and while Ivan and Brant are trying to wrestle with Reg, Dot and Skip have given the antidote to the girls. And here's where we get a slam bang finish.
Oh, the humanity.
Wow. So much for Brant and Ivan. It does give the kids a chance to run for the beach where, it's going to be a fight over the boat.
Come on! We can all fit in here.
And there was much rejoicing.
Well, that wraps that up. A little more to go through. The Army has to come in and mop things up. Boys and girls are all going to get a medal for helping break up this spy ring. And Reg does ask for a favor.
There's a secret boat dock somewhere on that island. And we looked and looked for it. And I'm going to flip if I don't see it. Can we go with you when you go to search for it? I've got something at stake, My boat's there, and I've got to get it back.
Son, I'm sure you're perfectly welcome.
That's nice of him. Says to come back in 2 hours and they'll head out. And since we got to end on a ha-ha moment, sort of, they have to decide what they're going to do in those 2 hours.
Let's go water ski.
Yeah. What do we use for a boat?
Oh, yeah. Anybody for horseback riding?
Very funny.
Yeah, it's not a great film. It's an okay film. Part of the problem is because Warren was never really a ambitious filmmaker. A lot of static shots. When you really would like some cross-cutting to add tension, doesn't do it. When you need close-ups and stuff, no. Occasional close-up here, occasional close-up there, but for the most part, everything is shot in like what you would call middle thing. Not a long shot, not a close shot, sort of that in the middle there so you can get everyone in. Don't have to move the camera a lot. And unlike Roger Corman, who, for all his faults, knew how to keep actors in a scene moving so that the shot doesn't look totally static. Although this is a little better than some of the films he's made where people just sit around and discuss the plot. And then you cut to someone else discussing other aspects of the plot. This at least does have some action, although there's way too much padding with 2 searches of the island and a search in the water. Especially a search in the water where they're not going to find them. Actually, there's 2 searches in the water, too. Most of the acting's okay. I mean, you've got some pros there, like Don Sullivan and Catherine Victor. But for the most part, these are people that never really went on to a long career. And they do okay. It's funny. Warren had one of his best casts ever, and he made one of his worst films. The Incredible Petrified World, which had John Carradine, Robert Clark, and Phyllis Coates in it. And it was set in the Carlsbad Caverns. And it is a boring film with lots of walking in it. Anyway, it's a little fun. I like Ivan. He's pretty menacing. You get some close-ups where, especially when there's shadows. So there's a little bit of artisticness in this, but for the most part, it is just something that was churned out you can then throw into the drive-ins and make a little profit. Kind of sad because Sullivan deserved better. He had some good sci-fi and action films in his list of credits, and it's just a, how was it that Stephen King described Horrors at Party Beach? Oh yeah, a little wet fart of a movie. That kind of equals this too. Please like, share, and subscribe, and stay after credits for my favorite scene, such as it is.